I'm Robert P. Fitton in Hamilton Athletic Gear, and this is a quick synopsis of the Matthias Jones series, my favorite series that I write. Murder, mayhem, and monkey business. His father was an investigator who was murdered. Matthias Jones becomes an athlete and coach, but he and Coco Stefani solve his father's murder. Hamilton College on the coast of New Hampshire hires him to coach sports, but he gets into murder investigations, and that remains his passion. He knows the cops and the district attorney, Herbert Lane, who hates his guts. He's best buds with Coco Stefani, a major underworld figure, and good friend of parish priest Jim Gallagher. Jones's persistence gains him the upper hand over the cops and the DA and the murderer. Many aspects of the original Matthias Jones manuscripts are exactly as they were when I wrote them, except there are exceptions. The small town of Hamilton and the adjacent city of Prince William are neatly ensconced along the New Hampshire coast. Matthias Jones takes over coaching 3 athletic teams from the bumbling Lark Larson. Hamilton Fletcher, the Fletcher family patriarch, rules the college and the town like an iron-fisted tyrant that he is. And I might add, money grubber. George Strickland was and still is the police chief of the tiny hamlet. Lark Larson, although not coach any longer, still engages in harebrained schemes and is the cheapest man on planet Earth. The brilliant L.G. Bentley could have been a top legal mind in the country. Of course, L.G. opts to live in Hamilton, New Hampshire. Father Jim Gallagher becomes a close Jones friend. Tough guy Coco Stefani still owns Club Max in Prince William and has nefarious connections to the Boston Mafia. The first Jones manuscripts had Jones who just shows up at murders. This Jones is quick with his fists and his mouth. So what the heck happened? There was very little humor in a very serious Matthias Jones. I wasn't happy with the way it read or how I had Jones arrive in Hamilton after his wife was murdered. A, I needed other characters who could play off characters who are easily triggered, producing, yes, you guessed it, humor. B, in each book, a zany, stereotypical character shows up in town, either as a murderer or someone claiming they can solve the murder. Jones is at the murder scene for a reason. And we have our yokels, Arnie Dewars. Arnie Dewars is a reckless loudmouth who knows it all and owns Dewars Lumber. Wendell Harris, Strickland's quirky and dorky police officer deputy, has a clumsy but persistent persona when it comes to women. Muddy Jacobs, hey, ha, ha, out and spacey, a man who never does anything by the book. Lester Larson, yeah, Lark Larson's half-witted son whose brain batteries went out about a week ago. District Attorney Herbert Lane, Jones, I'm after you, Jones. Crooked, pompous, incompetent, and filled with an odd-looking hairpiece. And there's usually a woman who saunters into the plot and has eyes for Jones, until Jones finally realizes he's in love with Franny McShane after years of her affection for him. Hello, Matthias. Jones is friends with Tom McGill, owner of the Enterprise in Hamilton. He works with the Dean of Colleges, Nigel Kent, always worrying, and his fellow coach at St. Pat's, Mac. Hey, Matthias, who also is his good buddy. Coco Stefani and Jones become more like brothers as the series progresses. Club Max is a popular nightclub with Coco's girls who are always making plays for Jones. But Father Gallagher from St. Bart's is forever trying to keep Jones on his best behavior and out of Club Max. Although Coco does give significant money to St. Bart's. And last but not least is Bucky Driscoll, a legend in his own mind and security cop at Hamilton College. Bucky just doesn't get it about everything. Hey, I'm a well-trained tower of power. Yeah, he's got a Jimmy Cagney accent. The Jones series brings a smile to your face, yes, but with a legitimate murder mystery, and add the mix of small-town characters with the ever-present mob connections. All the Jones books are, of course, at Amazon, and the audio recordings are at audible.com and iTunes. I'm Robert P. Fitton, heading back to the next exciting game, coached by Matthias Jones in Hamilton, New Hampshire. But guess what? Somebody's been murdered.